Hi there, guys. Luis from Vintage Action. I hope you guys are all well. I hope you guys had a lovely weekend. I hope you guys are going to have like a lovely week as well. And today, guys, I'm here to celebrate the 85th anniversary of that man, the icon, the legend, Chuck Norris. That's right. It's his 85th birthday today. And everyone knows Chuck Norris. We grew up watching him, late 70s through the 80s, the 90s, and most of the fanatics for action martial art movies love Chuck. He's an actor, he's a great martial artist, multiple times world champion, and he's like a online internet sensation meme. Because you guys that are around my age, in your 30s, 40s, like 50s, we grew up watching Chuck Norris. But now even a 15-year-old knows Chuck Norris, right? Because he became like a sensation on the internet. All those memes, all those jokes, all those like sentences, right? He became like a meme. But we know Chuck not from that, from the 2000s, from being the internet sensation, right, and the meme sensation. We know him because we grew up watching his movies, and today is his 85th anniversary, and that's a perfect day for me to do like a top 10 of Chuck Norris movies. It's a tough one to do because he has so many cult classics. This is only my personal list, so probably it will like differ from yours, so you guys feel free to comment on below if you guys don't agree with my list. But this is my list. The thing is, I take in consideration probably the amount of times I watched these ones growing up, the nostalgia. Of course, there is specific movies that I watched countless times, on and on and on. I was watching these movies on VHS, on TV. Some would air on TV all the time. So this is going to be my list, my personal list. And I bet that a lot of people will agree with my list. A lot of people will disagree, but that's not important. I'm here today to celebrate Chuck Norris, like 85th birthday, and I hope he will continue with us for many years. So let me start. At number 10, this cult classic, The Octagon from 1980. Chuck Norris, Lee Van Cleef, Richard Norton, The Ninja before the Ninjas. This was before Enter the Ninja, before Revenge of the Ninja, the American Ninjas. At number 10, The Octagon. At number 9, another cult classic. As you can see here, Chuck Norris, David Carradine, Lone Wolf McQuade, directed by Steve Carver, that directed An Eye for an Eye as well. This is a cult classic, and you have two icons, Chuck Norris, Carradine. I watched this one again countless times growing up. I remember this one was always like on public television. Another cult classic, one of people's favorites. It's number 8 on my list, Lone Wolf McQuade. At number 7, probably is not one of the people's favorite when it comes to Chuck Norris, but I really like this one. This one, Firewalker. Chuck Norris, Louis Gossett Jr., that you might know from The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren, Cover Up with Dolph Lundgren as well. He was in so many cult classics. Rest his soul in peace. He passed away, last year, 2 years ago. And this one is like kind of like an Indiana Jones style. It's like adventure, it's like comedy. And you have the action, the martial arts as well. I know this one is one of his most talked movies, but for some reason I always loved this one, Firewalker. Again, it was one that was always on TV. I had like the VHS. I think it's fun, it's entertaining. I know it's not his most famous movie, definitely not, but Firewalker from 1986, on my number 8 on the list, Firewalker. Number 7 is one cult classic, Code of Silence, directed by Andrew Davis, that end up directing Nico, Like Above the Law with Seagal, Under Siege, The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. This one is an amazing movie, a great cast, shot like in Chicago. There are a lot of similarities between this and Above the Law. A lot of the cast, Henry Silva, that plays the bad guy is the bad guy in Above the Law with Seagal as well. Again, another one that I watched countless times. I had the VHS, a solid action movie, a nice plot. This was like released by Orion Pictures back in the days, owned by MGM now. Again, one of people's favorites is on number 7 on my list, Code of Silence. At number 6 on my list is one that I really like, I really enjoyed, and again, I watch all these movies countless times. Another one that I really like is like Missing in Action, The Beginning. As you can see here, like again, a canon movie, a cult classic from 85. 85 was a great year. Missing in Action 2, The Beginning, Sontag, Stephen Williams. Even you have like Professor Tanaka as well. This one is like a solid sequel to the first Missing in Action. One of my favorites as well. I watched this one countless times. And again, another movie from 85, like Code of Silence. There were a lot of cult classics that were released on that 85, many ones. So on number 6 on my list, Missing in Action 2, The Beginning. Now, number 5 on my list, Delta Force 2, Stranglehold, or The Colombian Connection. I mean, this one was one of my favorites growing up. I know that a lot of people don't like this one. Some people love the first one, but they didn't like the sequel. To be honest, I love this one, and one of the main reasons why I love this sequel from 1990. So basically, this one was done like literally like 5 years after they released the original, right? The original is from 85, and they released this one in 1990. And one of the reasons I love this one is because you have like Billy Drago here, and Billy Drago was amazing, always amazing as the bad guy. He was in so many roles playing the bad guy. I mean, for me, he's one of the best villains. Like you have Billy Drago, guys like Matthias Hughes. I mean, he was always amazing as a villain, and I like this one for that reason. You have Chuck Norris up against like Billy Drago. On this one is a solid sequel, even though a lot of people sleep on this one. It's one that I really enjoyed. There's a lot of like explosions, action scenes, a lot of martial arts scenes, fight sequences as well. So it was one of my favorites, and I watched this one countless times again. At number 5 on my list, guys, Delta Force 2, The Colombian Connection, Chuck Norris and Billy Drago. Now, at number 4 in my list is one of people's favorites, is another cult classic, Invasion USA. And guys, don't lie to me, you all know this like artwork, this poster. This is one of the most famous posters ever from the 80s. Everyone knows this poster from Invasion USA. Again, another movie that I watched countless times. You have like Richard Lynch playing the bad guy. You have like Billy Drago in like a small role. This is like action packed. There's like a lot of car chases, like explosions. I mean, an amazing like movie. Literally one of my favorites growing up. Invasion USA from 85. Again, guys, was another one that was released in 85. Like Missing in Action 2, like Code of Silence. So there were a lot of like cult classics. Imagine Chuck Norris, all these 3 cult classics releasing the same year: Invasion USA, Code of Silence, and Missing in Action 2. So at number 4 on my list, Invasion USA, another canon movie. So a lot of these movies were like canon movies in the 80s. At number 3 in my list, The Hitman. As you can see here, this is the Portuguese title because I still have the DVD that was released like 20 years ago back in Portugal. This one still today doesn't have like a Blu-ray release. Is incredible. But that's true, guys. It's one of the few Chuck Norris movies without a Blu-ray HD release. And this one is a super dark, violent movie. I always love this one. This one is like from 91. As you can see here, the Portuguese title is like Destruidor. That means translating the destroyer. Of course, nothing to do with the Hitman, but you know, in Portugal they always like change the name of the movies, giving like different titles. And this one, again, this one you have like Chuck Norris and you have Michael Parks playing like his partner, the bad guy. I mean, amazing movie. I know that is one. Some people love this one, some people don't. But this is on my top three because I always loved this movie, even this poster. This poster is iconic. I remember going to the video store and seeing this on the wall, like a gigantic poster of like the Hitman, and one that I really loved. I really enjoyed. Again, a movie that, you know, he was 7 years in coma, and he wake up just to know that he was double crossed for his like his partner, like played by Michael Parks, and he came with a vengeance. And amazing. This in a way it's similar to Hard to Kill with Steven Seagal. The plot, again, guys, not one of. I mean, I have a lot of friends. They like this one, but they probably wouldn't put this one on top three. For me, an amazing movie I really liked. Number three, The Hitman, 1991. At number two, it was tough, but at number two, I'll put Missing in Action from 84. Again, another canon movie, like The Hitman was, another canon movie, you know, directed by Joseph Zito, that directed like Red Scorpion, directed like Invasion USA. This one is like an iconic movie. What can I say? Even I put like the Blu-ray behind me, the menu. I mean, this is one of literally people's favorites, especially the first two, Missing in Actions, are amazing movies. The third one is okay, but it's not the same quality. You cannot even compare with the first two. And this one was like box office success. It was his most successful movie when it comes to theatrical. And the second one was as well. The third one, not really. But I still like the third one, but just okay. Nothing compared with the second or the first one. Again, a solid movie. Chuck Norris, Joseph Zito movie, and this is it's number two on my list. On number one is one that I watched countless times. It's a great movie, a great cast. It's like more than 2 hours long, and even I think they should when they shoot the movie, it was like original like 4 hours long or something. So I hope that one day we can see that footage. Probably we'll never see it, but I would love that to happen, because James Brunner, that was the screenwriter, he said that at the time, because Menhammon Golan, that was the head of Canon, right? He directed this one. He was the main guy for Canon, and he directed like the Missing in Action, and it was supposed to be 4 hours long, and in the end, the final cut that we watched, the theatrical cut, is like a 2 hours like a long movie. But I wish one day, I hope one day someone can get the hands to that footage. Probably not likely, but it would be great to see like a nice director's cut, even though like Menhammon Golan passed away many years ago. But yeah, I mean, Menhammon Golan was responsible for Canon. Without him, probably we wouldn't have a lot of these like Chuck Norris movies and Van Damme movies and the American Ninjas and the Ninja movies. And so at number one, guys, the Delta Force, Chuck Norris, Lee Marvin, Steve James. I mean, this is like an all-star cast, as you can see. I mean, this one is an amazing Robert Forster. This is George Kennedy. This is like an amazing cast. Is one of people's favorites, and everyone knows this like iconic like original poster from the Delta Force. I think it's like, in my opinion, his best movie, because it's a great cast, is well shot, well filmed, and again, as you can see, it was Menhammon Golan that directed this one, the head of Canon, and he did a great job. I mean, for me, this one is like an amazing movie. It still holds up today. Number one on my list, it was tough because I love Missing in Action, and I love the Hitman and Invasion USA. But if I'm going to be honest, and a movie that I watched countless times, and if you see who directed the movie. I mean, it was like, for the time, it was a big budget, this one, for 85 and for Canon, because they were a low budget company. But for the time, this one was like a big budget. And imagine, guys, this was 2 hours long, but they have 4 hours of footage. But they have to trim it to release it theatrically. But it's like longer than 2 hours. It's 129 minutes, 2 hours and 20 minutes. So it's like a long movie. And for me, number one on the list, the Delta Force. So there is some honorable mentions. Obviously, I could tell you about Braddock, Missing in Action 3. I mean, it's not one of people's favorites, but I think it's still okay movie. This one is not on my list just for one reason. Chuck Norris was not the main guy. This is literally a Bruce Lee movie. It was like the first movie of Chuck Norris. He plays the bad guy. And that's the iconic scene at the Coliseum, the final fight scene, Chuck Norris fighting Bruce Lee. This one could easily be on the top 10, but the main reason I didn't put it on the top 10 is like Bruce Lee is the main guy. You cannot say this is like a Chuck Norris movie, even though he was amazing. And this is a cult classic that people love as well. This could easily be on the top 10. You have like this one here, Slaughter in San Francisco. 70s movies, 1974, another cult classic, Wong Tao and Chuck Norris. He's not a lot. He doesn't. He's not a lot in the movie, so he's not the main guy in the movie. He plays the bad guy. So, but still a solid, like a nice movie. It could easily as well be on top 10. So we have movies like Hellbound. As well, one of his last movies with one of the last movies being released by Canon in '94. Of course, you have like An Eye for an Eye. This one could easily be on top 10 just for this. Like you can see Professor Tanaka. You have Christopher Lee, a great cast as well. This could easily be on the top 10. And you have this one as well, because I love this one, because Stallone got everyone reunited for The Expendables in 2010. And then in 2012, you have like The Expendables 2, and you have Van Damme as the bad guy, and you have Chuck Norris. He came back for this one. So you have Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Dolph Lundgren, Jet Li, Van Damme, Statham, and especially for all the guys from the 80s we loved and we grew up watching, right? Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Van Damme, everyone is on this one. This one could easily be on top 10 as well, but I focus more on the, the 80s and the 90s, the core Chuck Norris. Some people might say late 70s as well, beginning of the 80s, because you have like Silent Rage as well, Forced Vengeance. They are both movies from '82. You have like The Hero and The Terror as well, like from '86, '87. That Steve James is on that one as well. And yeah, this is my top 10, guys. Unfortunately, after the 90s, you have The Hitman in 91, and you still have Hellbound in 93, 94, still an action movie. But a lot of the Chuck Norris movies, like in the 90s, were more like the reality is like movies made for kids, like Sidekicks, Top Dog, The Forest Warrior. I'm not going to say I'm a big fan. Some people like it, but I'm going to be honest. I'm always honest. I'm not going to say to you guys that I like it just for the sake of it. So I'm not a big fan of Sidekicks or Top Dog or Forest Warrior, but that doesn't matter really. I mean, we love Chuck Norris, and at that time of his career was doing more PG-13 movie for kids, but the core Norris, like late 70s, all throughout the 80s, the canon movies, the 90s. I mean, it's the Chuck Norris we love. And then, of course, the Walker, Texas Ranger. It was like eight seasons for 8 years. I pretty much watch every in Portugal. They aired that on the public television Saturdays and Sundays. They will show the episodes on the weekends, and it's something that I grew up watching, and I watched, like, if not all the episodes, most of the episodes and every single season of the Walker, Texas Ranger. And it was a super successful, like, TV show that he gave to us as well. So yeah, guys, happy anniversary, happy 85th anniversary, Chuck Norris. And yeah, guys, please feel free to comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about Chuck Norris. If this guy here behind me was the guy, the legend. If you grew up watching his movies, what's your favorite? If you agree with my list, if you disagree, just let me know what's your favorite, what it would be your top 10. And yeah, just let me know what you think about this guy. Basically, it's all about him today. It's his 85th anniversary. So please feel free to comment down below, hit that like button. If it's your first time watching my channel, what I do on this channel is I do reviews, unboxing of like Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs. I do like top 10s. I show my movie poster collection of the movies, posters that I collected since I was like a kid, like action martial art movies, especially from the 80s and the 90s. And I share all of that in this channel called like Vintage Action. And if it's your first time seeing my channel, watching my channel, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. And yeah, guys, I'll be with you guys soon, reviewing, unboxing, all sorts of stuff, everything related to 80s, 90s action that we grew up and we love. We grew up watching and we love. And I'll be with you guys soon. Keep strong.